All right. Hello, everybody. Not so sure if I'm straight or crooked or what here. I got stuff's a little loosey-goosey on my desktop, but I'm here. It's Wednesday. Happy hump day. How are you today? If you're on watching, let us know where you're watching from. Um, what can we ask? Tell us what your favorite stamp set is right now while we're waiting and getting started here. Um, I personally don't have a favorite right now. Um, I'm trying to think what I've been working with. I've been doing all kits lately. Got my paper pumpkin done. I'm working on those Memories of More bright and beautiful Memories of More cards for a class I'm going to do. And you guys, I'm going to post that shortly. Probably, I didn't get my newsletter out today either, so I got to get that out right when I'm done. I've been goofing off with Mike this afternoon. Um, but I'm going to have a card class and kind of like the one in January, but I got 17 cards this time, and I might be able to get 18. I got to see what pieces and parts are left over for a scrappy do kind of card at the end. But so far, I got 17 cards mapped out to make with it, so that ought to be awesome. I'm going to do it at the very end of June. Pretty much every weekend in June's got something going on, so I'm going to do it I think it's like the 30th. But I will put that in the newsletter. I'm going to go, guess I'm gonna go down. I'll put my camera down. Housekeeping stuff. Let's see. It's still May, so we still got the sign up promotion. Um, just a little advice. I had somebody tell me that they were sort of semi-tricked into signing up, not realizing they don't have computer or internet kind of thing. So they normally call and place an order directly, like with me, with the demonstrator. Um, and somewhere along the line, they have another friend that's a demonstrator, and that friend made them believe that they're putting in an order. I think, I'm not positive, but asked for the social security number, and this gal thought that it's just part of the new changes Stampin' Up's making. And next thing you know, she's signed up to be a demonstrator. Totally does not want to be a demonstrator. So if this happens to you, please call Stampin' Up and let them know that you did not intend to sign up to be a demonstrator. But don't worry if you did and you paid the $99 and you got the $125 worth of products. You should also get all that free stuff. So, this gal may have just said you need to sign up to get all this free stuff and just took the liberty to walk her through an unknown sign up. But again, if you don't intend to do it and somebody dupes you into it without you knowing, don't worry. You don't have to do anything like with it. Enjoy your products, enjoy the freebies, curse out your friend under your breath, because that should never happen. But it won't matter if you don't do anything as a demonstrator. That's where I'm telling you that they don't really care if they call them kidnappers. If you sign up because you want the awesome products, that's what I keep telling you, you shouldn't miss out on all these awesome freebies and the $125 in products for $99 because you don't want to be a demonstrator. You don't have to be a demonstrator. You get put in their database. Yeah, you'll get a free catalog at whatever comes next. You'll probably get the free mini catalog. That's going to be for the holidays. But if you never log on, you never do anything, that's fine. Hey, Julie. Hey, Lori. Hey, Mom. If you never do anything with it, that's fine. That's your choice. But, don't feel that you're in trouble if you don't ever log in. You don't have to. But you should at least be aware that you're signing up to be a demonstrator. So with all that, I feel sad for that lady. But in the other hand, I'm super happy. Sounds like she's an older gal. So she got some great amount of products for her $99. So we are still in the works of making sure that she did truly get everything and that this person didn't somehow intercept the order at a different address kind of thing and then just give her what she ordered. I want to make sure she got her catalogs, and like in the kit, you'll get a box of catalogs. I believe you still get a paper pumpkin kit or a coupon to get one. I'm not sure. I haven't had a new person sign up in a while to know if they got a paper pumpkin in there or not still, but it's an awesome deal. I highly urge you all to get yourself the products, take it and run. I personally don't care. I would love to have you on the team. I'd love to see you join just for this. But if you choose to just keep ordering at regular price, that's fine too. So anyway, I'm going to turn my camera down. I just wanted to let you know that the people are out there. They want you bad. So just be aware, if someone asks you for your social security number to place an order, that's not right. With that, I'm going down. I'm gonna show you what I came up with for today. Move this spotlight. Where's my cursor? Move the spotlight. We're going to spotlight over here. Okay, so now you should see my desktop. Hey, Debbie. And Lori's already been on. Julie. Debbie Schmucker Green's on. Happy Wednesday, my friend Debbie. Okay, it's Father's Day season, so here's the card we're gonna make. And I was gonna do this part ahead and I didn't, so I'm sorry. We're gonna putz a little bit through that, but this is a card we're gonna make. And it is a bay window card, so it's going to tuck under our rocks. You will want to probably put a little sticky note in there somewhere for the person that receives this card to let them know that it tucks under the rock or whatever embellishment you happen to put there to secure the bay window over. So that's what we're making. And I'll stick that back here for now because it always gets put off onto the sidelines so that you can see it. But then I end up kicking it out of the way. So I got a lot done ahead of time. You'll be happy for that. So you're going to need 2 pieces of 5.5 by 4.25, whatever. If you're doing this card, I'm going to tell you the directions for this. It's Night of Navy. We're going to glue in a 4.25 by 5.5 piece of designer series paper that came from the Let's Go Fishing pack. I don't think it's available anymore. You guys, I feel so bad because I haven't really kind of taken time yet to learn all the ins and outs of the catalog. Some paper carried over, so that is unusual for Stampin' Up. So this may be one of them that carried over. I just happen to have a couple packs of it, and after all this time, I've never used this gone fishing stuff too much. So this is like the water looking paper. And I did cut it a little bit bigger just in case I cut wrong somewhere along the line with my measuring. I might not have gotten it actually, a real 4.25 by 5.5. So I made it a little bit big so that I can cut it down if I have to. Jeez. Shouldn't be so hard to put this first piece on. It's not going to be a sign of how this whole card's going to go, right? All right, we're going to call that on there. And then you can look it over. I must cut it pretty good. I don't really have anything hanging off. And let's see, should I build the background first? No, we'll just keep going. We'll do the cover next, and then we'll embellish after. So our second piece of Night of Navy, we're going to score And I'm scoring because I wanted more like card. So I'm just giving the teeny tiniest amount on the sidelines as possible to like work with on the for the catch all under the rocks and the glue down. So I'm putting 1/4 of an inch. And then I'm going to 1 3/4 inches. So this card probably could have been broken into like 3 equal parts. The gal that I saw make it did that, but she had a way big card and I'm not making a big card. So I just made this second panel a little bit bigger than the 2 side ones. So I'm doing 3 3/4 inches now. And then I'm going to end it at 5 1/4 because our card is 5 1/2 and I need that little 1/4 of an inch on the ends. All right, now we are going to layer this up. Let me get my tape out. So we need to cut and emboss. So we want to cut first. So I'm looking for my tape. You know that tape that sticks it down. I got 2 of them. I must have taken it from here. So anyway, I've got 2 pieces at 1 3/8, which I'm going to, and they're 4 1/4, but they may be a little long again, because I want to make sure that I got them spaced in there. I gotta go get my tape though, guys. I don't see the second. I can't find it on my desktop either. Ah. I got this post-it wall tape from Debbie Green, but I've also got tape from, I think my mom gave me another kind of wall tape, removable. And that's the one that I had over here normally, and I don't see it. Oh, well, so I'm just going to tape these in place with this removable tape. And then this middle one is 1 7/8. And I want them to go all the way up to the top. Okay, so we want to cut first. So we're going to cut with an oval die, the small one. Okay, let me kind of make sure that that looks like it's in place. I could get out my ruler, not gonna. Living on the edge. And we'll stick that down. Stick it in place with some more tape. All right, then I got my, oh, that's a long way down. I got my machine here. I had my InSwan. I could zoom out right now, but I don't. So we are going to put this paper into our stamp cut and emboss machine and cut the center out. And I'm going to go back just to make sure it cuts good. Oh, thanks, guys. I'm glad you like it. What tape is this? This, Lori, is Post-it tape, label and cover up tape. Debbie Green got it for us. Debbie Schmucker Green, if you're watching, and you remember where you got it, go ahead and let us know. Okay, so then I'm going to set this behind me. Just make sure to see if I can not knock it on the floor. Guys, notice that I put my what you call it back up behind me. I stuck the shelf on right before the video, so hopefully it's gonna stay and not come crashing down again. So we're gonna take these off. We want to keep them like right side up so that we know they're gonna go back in where they belong. Okay. I got the top one. Now these pieces we're going to emboss. All right. And I have the bubble folder that for whatever reason, they took this off the online exclusives. I was very sad. It's one of my favorites, this trio of embossing folders. All right. And we want the label Stampin' Up part on the top. So then my bubbles on the bottom will poke up and then make the bubbles on my paper. And yes, I did do this backwards once already today, and you got to do it again if you do it backwards because they don't line up correctly to put them back in place. So we need our base plate for this thick folder, and then our gray plate. Probably has an official name. I'm gonna wheel that on through. All right, we're done with this guy for a minute. I'm gonna set it back out of the way. Before it all comes crashing down. And it may still come crashing down from where I just set it. So let's hopefully I move that off correctly. All right, so take our little pieces off. And does it look like I've got them in the right spots? I'm going to say yes. So let's go ahead and glue them on. Now this bubble, make sure you get a bunch of glue on it because the bubble, your amount of paper that is going to be flat for sticking down is going to be limited. So we're going to stick this down. Line it up with our circle. I think that's good. Do our other side. I had a big bubble on my glue when I did the last thing, and now it's a gunky bubble. Dried up on there. So we'll glue this one down. Just trying to line it up with the frame that we cut it out of. And then we're going to go ahead. Yes, Julie, I'm pretty sure that I heard somebody on the leaders page voicing a not so happy comment that was gone. I did not look. I just shook my head because it's got a great I really like a couple of mostly the little hashtaggy one that's in there, but yep, that's what I heard or read. Did not confirm it, but I did read it. Okay. Ooh, and I got my Creativity Now set today. So excited to start playing with that too. All right, so now we've got the outside going here. Then I took a piece of Night and Navy And because originally my sample over here, I used a different die. I used the big die for the center. I don't have a bigger die to make a frame with. So I had to strategically, we cut the small hole in the middle for this one. Then I took a piece of Night of Navy, then I taped the frame to it and I cut around the outside to the best of my abilities. And then I lined up this small one to make a larger frame. Now you could, and I did try it a couple times, lay these two together and run it through and you'll get a skinny little, you'll get from this edge to this edge is all the wider your frame will be. And I wanted a little smidge wider than that. So I'm going to glue this down while I'm here. Glue that on. Maybe I don't have enough glue because of all the bumps on there. Let's see how it looks on the back. Looks good. Looks like I'm on the hole correctly. All right, well, we're just going to see if we got enough glue there to hold that down. Can always add more. All right, so now I'm going to burnish on my folds. This one we want a valley. This one we want a mountain. Oops, yep, see, I didn't have enough glue on there, so let's make our folds. And then we'll put tons of glue on there. See if that gets any better. Hold that for a second. This one we want a mountain as well. Oh, looks like we got enough glue on this end. And then our back side, we want another valley. Oh, Julie, the garage sale went great. Still got a few things that we're going to try and get rid of, but yeah, well, it might be an annual thing. So save all your goodies, round them up, and come on up next summer and do a garage sale with us. All right, so this is what our piece looks like after we get it embossed and all set up nice and pretty, ready to go. I'm going to bring in our base and we're going to glue our left fold down. Now you could put some, oh, I better cut that off, shouldn't I? Where I went, I cut them long. Supposed to trim them off if you got extra. All right, so now I'm going to glue down on this piece here and just butt that right up to the edge of our card so that that glues in place there. Looks like I might have oh, look at what I did. And now it's all glued down. So don't leave it folded over when you put the glue on, because now I got a hump in there. All right, not a big deal. We'll fix it. We'll work with it. All right. So now we've got our card going. It's gonna stand up like that. And I picked this paper, because it looks like water. So now we're gonna work the inside. I have a 1.5, 1.25 inch piece of crumb cake. And it goes 5.25 inches across. All right. And I'm going to take the Oceanfront, which I believe is retired, yes. But we've got other stamp sets that you can grab things out of. This just was one that I knew that we had and I could find it quickly. So I'm going to use the sand and the rocks and like the beach there. So I've got, I'm going to take my sand first with some crumb cake ink. And I'm just going to stamp all over on it. I'll try and do it softly so I don't jiggle the table and the camera too much. And I'm just kind of going, obviously stamping off a bunch of times so that I can get varying degrees of darkness in my little sand. And then I'm going to glue this on. Got to go slow and think about all my steps that I did to make sure that I don't miss anything. I'm going to glue this down. This became sort of an afterthought. I wanted to go all the way out to the edge. And that was an afterthought. First, I was just doing over here in the corner with the rocks and stuff. And then when I needed to have something to butt the bay window thing up against, I decided to put some more rocks and weeds, but I needed the grass out there or the sand out that far. So what I did next, I got another piece of crumb cake and the I don't know if we want to call it the seabed, the beach. Probably supposed to be water. We're stamping it like that. And then I'm going to cut it out. I thought I cut one out. I tried to cut out a bunch of stuff ahead of time, but we'll do it real fast. Doesn't have to be anything fancy because actually I cut all this off after the fact. After I put it on there, cut it out so nice and neat, then I ended up cutting it all off because it didn't, I want it to look like the floor of the lake. And those, this part up here was more of like the waves probably washing into the, up onto shore. All right, so I got this and I just I'm gonna put that in here. And plus I put this so that when it's standing up, you don't see all my pieces and parts so much, they still kind of flow. So we want to open it up. And then I'm gonna glue like my sea floor in like right there. Just kind of shows up above a little bit. I could go over a little more. Let's see what it looks like this way. Actually, I'm gonna go this way. We're going that way. I'll glue it down. Like that. Again, it's gonna kind of, you want it to sort of, I guess, be equal when it stands up. So I did that. then I have a piece of smoky slate. And my smoky slate ink. And then I got the rocks. Let me get my another block. This one I want. And I got the rocks on there. Gosh, I could have sworn I had an extra set of rocks all ready to go. So I'm gonna have to go get some more paper. Let's see if I can squeeze these on here. Because I need 2 sets of rocks. All right. So now we got these rocks and then the next rocks. So let me cut these out real quick and haphazardly. And they're rocks for the seabed. So it doesn't matter how fancy they look. They're all jagged or what's going on, because they're supposed to be all bajankety like this. Not supposed to have the gray on there. I don't want too much of the gray to show. All right. All right, so there's our first set. Let's open this up and see what we got. So I did glue 1 set to the back. And I glued the bottom down a little bit. And I popped up the front. So it's gonna stick up like that. And then I'm gonna put a little piece of dimensional in there so it stands up, but I want it to, I need to be able to stick my greenery under it. And then we got the little rocks. And we're gonna put them down here. Like that. And the same kind of thing. I'm gonna glue the little rock down, and then I'll put a dimensional behind the big one. So we can get, hopefully, we can get our, and I'm gonna put that one at the, all right. And then I did cut out all my greenery ahead of time. So we're gonna stick some, oh, and let me show you what I used for that. I used sea dyes that went with Seize the Day stamp set. I used these 2 like weeds that were in that. All right, so let me get my glue. And we're just gonna start gluing, so. And I'm just kind of, these long stems I've been plucking off and then just putting a little bit of glue on the. Okay, so we got a couple there. We're gonna stick one out from over here, and I might have cut these a little bit longer. It appears. I'll break that off. Let me show you again what I only put this much of this guy on the paper because I didn't need this whole thing and they're stuck together. It was just too much cutting, and really just to have a separate one, I needed to go from there up. So that's how I got just the little bits that I got here. All right, I got one more I'm sticking over here under this little rock. I think that's a song, something about Little Rock. Put that there, and then I got another green one. They're all green, I know, sorry. The light green one. These are Old Olive, and this one is Lemon Lime. Okay, so we got that. Then I have two pieces on the back of the front, if that makes sense. Oh, see, this one I went a little more than, I didn't want all that. We went on the back of the front with some more of the weeds just to give it a, fill it in a little bit. Nothing fancy. Gonna kind of intertwine them a little bit. I don't know. So we're gonna stick it right there. Give that a second to stick. And then I have the little pink fish. Put him down here like in the rocks, kind of coming from behind the rock. I had the fishing lure dangling from down in here, but my resident creative director said it was a little bit too big. And I agreed. Oh, I didn't cut this fish. I agreed. So the fishing lure has been ixnayed, but if we could make one from scratch, it would be awesome to dangle the fish lure or hook down for the fish to look like he's coming up to get it. Not sure what kind of fish these are, but this kind of looks like a, maybe a Chinook salmon. Something we catch here in Lake Michigan. Haven't been fishing, and we used to go out on the big lake fishing, but I hated it. Dad made me go case all the fish and poles had a fish on at the same time. Somebody had to drive the boat. Oh, come on, Dad, be real. That happened like probably 0 times because, you know, it just doesn't happen that way. So, all right, now I'm going to pull this up like so. And I want to make sure that my fish is going to be in the, well, I must have put these weeds way lower than my other one. So I got to bring this fish up though. He's coming up to the top of the water. I'm going to pop his head up. And let's look through our hole. Let's open our card. It'll stand up about yay. So let's pull our fish. And hey, how about I pull the weed up? Well, he's swimming behind the weed. Kind of looking. There. All right. So now we got fish number 2 in there for our, almost like a diorama or something going on in there. All right. So now we are done with this much. Oops, this guy should probably be down to show up when the thing is. All right, hold on. He needs to show through the hole when the card is closed or opened, or no, this is closed when the card is closed. And then I guess we're not going to worry about what he looks like when it's open. All right. So there we go. And this could be because I made a smaller hole for this card than I do for this one. But let's keep moving. So now we need our second set of rocks, all right? And I don't have them cut out yet. Ooh, I'm sweating tonight, you guys. Got me working hard over here. Like I said, I thought I had a set of rocks. I was trying to strategically have just a few things to cut. And I said, I will just have one set of rocks. We can cut the first ones out and then I'll surprise them with the second set already cut and ready to go. But yeah, false alarm. All right, there's some greenery. Looks like I might not have cut enough greenery. I counted enough and then I forgot that I needed one for the front flap. So I may have to add some more greenery, not greenery, seaweed stuff. Whoops, I'm not even cutting on camera. Sorry, guys. Do as I say, not as I do. And then don't even do as I say because I could be wrong. All right. So now we want to put our rocks in. And I'm going to say we could leave our card open about like that. I just want it to look, I don't want it to look like way lopsided or anything, but that might look kind of okay right there. We're going to go with that right there. I think that looks good. So we're going to glue this rock like right here so that that guy can go underneath. So let me get one of my big old dimensionals. Oh, I gotta cut it. It's too big. It's definitely too big. All right, so we're gonna put this on the back of our rock. And we want it to go like right here. So that the person will hook that bay window underneath of it. But we're gonna go one step further. Put our bay window there, and we're gonna glue this rock to this one. And then force our rock to bend with it. If that makes sense. We want it to kind of bend with the card when it's in this position. Okay. It can be flat when it's closed, but oh yeah, I don't have enough greenery. I need one more. Oh, did I trade it? One was too small. Let's see if I can bust this one, or I'll just add another one later. So we're gonna put some of our weeds like down underneath. I'm just gonna start gluing them on. I'm going to intertwine them a little bit just because, you know, under the lake, they might not be all uniform. And we're going to stick this guy over here. Probably could rip that stem off a little bit, as long as it doesn't show underneath the rock. Good. Got another greenery. Olive one. I should have glued these two together. All right. Let me glue these two together. Oh, they're going to be together. So I'm just going to. There we go. All right. Then I had another set that goes here under this rock so that it comes up onto the, oh, that's a lot of glue. It comes up onto the top of the card. And we can make all this greenery come up there. Like that. And I will make another green one to tuck in there, because I didn't count that I needed enough of them. And then I have this big fish that we're going to put, so we're going to tuck this guy in there like it's open on display. And then we're going to put a little glue on his belly. I'm going to put a piece of dimensional on his face to pop that up. And he's going to dive downward. And then his tail, we want his tail to have that same little bend in it for when the card is open. He follows the contour of the card, I guess we want to call it. And so there's our card closed. And it looks like that, like when it's open. And then it doesn't want to catch under that. Did I get glue on that little leaf? Then we're going to put our bay window underneath that stuff. We can even go ahead and put, you know, put some more dimensional so that it can't go too far. I would put most of my dimensional over here. So you can put another little hunk of it so that it can't go too far under the big rock, because we want it to only be able to, you know, stand up uniformly. So I will put another, let me take this other piece I got here that I cut off. And I'm going to stick it in there. There we go. And then now these rocks, like I said, we want them to contour with that when it's on display. I don't know if you can see. Guess that's what it'll look like on display. And then for our back, I have another piece of Yes, I have a piece of white that is 5 1/4 by 4, just to leave a little bit of a border. And my Night of Navy ink. And then in this Gone Fishing stamp set, I believe this is still available. I didn't show you this yet. This is the stamp set, and it has really cool dies. That cut out the fish and the that's a it's not a fly, I don't think. That's could be a fly with the hook. And the lures and the bobbers, but this part here makes a really cool like a tackle box. So that's pretty nifty. All right, let me get where's that big block here? And so we're going to stamp oops, I need that stamp. I'm going to stamp the Happy Father's Day from in here. In Night of Navy. Hopefully in the center of our card straight. And because I rocked my block, I got ink up there, which then put the ink there. So what does that mean we need? We need our sand eraser. Let me get that real quick before that. And being blue, it might have a really hard time coming out. Being navy blue. The more you do it, the more it's gonna like pill the paper. So that doesn't look too shabby. We're gonna stop. We're gonna go with that little tiny speck as being a-okay. Gonna put some glue on the back. And then we're gonna glue this to the back of our card. It'll be pretty hard to put your name on the back with this on it, or name on your card, but you could always put a Happy Father's Day or something right in here in this space if you wanted. But I like it like this. So that's our card, you guys. I know I told you it was a little fussy. All that wheeling and dealing and fussy cutting. But you could use the stamp sets, and if you're good with your blends to color, it would be an awesome card that you could color, and then because all the fish are in here. No, they're not. Just this one fish is in here. Well, you could color this fish a bunch of times and just put him all over in it. So, oh yeah, you can put a fish on there too. Over here, another little fish. So yeah, there it is. That's our card. Let me shut you off here. Back to our here. All right, so now I'm back later. So now I'm back, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a try. It's a bay window card. I know they come in a variety of flavors for how to make them, but that's one that I found and thought I'd give it a try. And I'm out. Let's see, I probably won't be on again until next Wednesday. I head to Wisconsin for the sweet demo days, and I'm gonna see my friend Lori and just hang out for a couple days and relax and have a good time. So I will see you right here next week. And I gotta go get my newsletter finished and get that sent out. So if you don't subscribe to that yet, greenthumbstampers.com, and then there's either in the little hamburger thing for the drop down, or if you're online, there's a little spot to sign up for my newsletter. Should get an email to verify that you signed up for it, and then you'll start receiving it. Keep you up on everything I got going on, specials, Stampin' Up news you should know about, my calendar, and whatever else I can think of to babble on about. So until next week, you guys have a great one. I'll talk to you later. Bye.